part about the garden is that it's very contemporary. It certainly is not an old-fashioned garden or a garden of long-gone tradition. We've taken it across the edge and right over the border lines. It is a contemporary garden that offers people the idea that a garden can be simple and yet combine beautiful textures in it. The garden is divided down the centre with floating stairs. The stairs really mark the garden into two separate sections. And on my right-hand side, we have the curve that is taken in the concrete wall with almost the little portholes in between it. The portholes act as a little inquisitiveness where you almost want to have a look through and see what's on the other side. And on this side, we've balanced it out by a beautiful framed metal structure, also with circles, and planted in between some of those circles, we've used some awesome balls which have been planted up with various grasses. We've got black mondo grass in the one, echeveria in the other, carex in one, and I have to tell you that those balls, each ball contains approximately 300 plants. They've been planted up to be able to live, to be sustained. So those two halves are put together with some wetting granules in the middle and some potting soil with the feeding tube where you can then water the garden in and water those balls. So it is completely sustainable. What I love about it is the vertical aspect of it, because not only is the garden on one level, but it takes you right up. So whether this could be a small courtyard or it could be an entrance into someone's garden, the play on textures that have been worked with are really, really fun. With the decking that's underfoot, with the concrete pavers that glide you all the way through the garden, of course the metal work, and then the concrete wall that goes all the way around. And finally, within the garden space, planted on either side, we've used the symmetry of these Eugenia balls. They have been toperied, which means basically pruned. So they've been pruned and dotted around, still keeping groups of 3s or 5 with larger balls to draw attention to, and then the smaller topiaries just to blend it in. And in between that, once again, just waves and waves of beautiful grasses. And it's interesting to note that even without a flower, this garden still has texture and interest. And I guess that's the point that I want to drive home, that your garden doesn't not necessarily have to have loads and loads of flowers in it, but it can still have the texture and interest just by having grasses or plants that you're going to shape. So there we have it, a circular garden that goes both horizontally and vertically. Take some of these ideas and use them back in your garden. And yes, you don't have to go as wild as this, but certainly, I think maybe just a porthole so that you can peep through into another part of your garden would be a good one to use. You see, I told you that adding a porthole into your garden could add a whole new dimension, kind of hide and seek in a whole new way.